guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. As you can tell by the title, today is going to be a review and swatch video on the brand new Huda Beauty Warm Browns Obsession palette. I bought this palette and hauled it in a recent video a few weeks ago, and I wanted to review it for you guys so you guys know what it's all about, if it's good or bad, worth your money or not, and that's what we're going to go through in this video today. So I will be starting with the review portion and then going into the swatches. If you want to just see the swatches though, I will have a timestamp somewhere on the screen of when the swatches do start, and it will also be in the description of when they start. But let's just get right on into the review. So Huda Beauty had their larger palettes. I'm not sure exactly what the name of them are, but very popular item, and she recently just released I believe 5 of these palettes right here, of various shades. So one is like a colorful palette, one's like a neutral, one's a more smoky one, and so on and so forth. And this is the one that caught my eye when I was looking on the website. I saw this one and I was like, oh my god, that is so pretty and I need to have it. These do retail for $35 Canadian. I will have both Canadian and US dollars on the screen somewhere so you guys can kind of see what you're paying for here. And you do get 9 eyeshadows. Now, it is a little pricey for just 9 eyeshadows, but if you're wanting to try something out from the brand and you're not wanting to splurge $90, $80, $100 for one of their bigger palettes, because I know, especially if you live in Canada, shipping and all that adds up, I would definitely try this out just to see the quality of the eyeshadows. The actual pan of the eyeshadow is actually the same size as her other larger palettes, so that is very good. Now, because I have only purchased this palette and I only have tried out this palette, I have watched other review videos by other beauty vloggers just to see their opinion on the other palettes, just in comparison to this one. Now, I just have heard people say that out of all palettes, this one might be the hardest to blend, has the most fallout, etc. But I still decided to give it a try and review it for you guys just so you get an honest, thorough review just on this palette alone. The shade selection I really like. I will start with that. That's what made me pick up this palette. That's what intrigued me into buying it. I just thought the shades in here were super pretty. Of course, a very warm tone, as you can tell. They are all matte shades except for this one right here in the middle, which is this beautiful foiled gold shade. I think the color setup is nice. I love the packaging as well. It is like a cardboard palette, but I think for 9 eyeshadows, it displays it really nicely, and it is very compact. You can almost fit it in your pocket. Really nice on the go. It even has a mirror. I just think it's really nice packaging, really nicely thought out. I do really like that, and I also like that you actually see the eyeshadows you get on the outside, especially if you are buying more than one palette. I hate when eyeshadow palettes have the same look to them, and you can't tell which one is which unless you read a little name on them, and sometimes that can get annoying because you're picking up the wrong one and everything. But this is nice and easy because you can see the exact shades you're reaching for right from the packaging. So as I said, this one is called Warm Brown Obsessions, and that is obviously the shade name of this palette, and that name fits perfectly since these shades are all super warm, toasty shades right here. I love these types of eyeshadows. I use them all the time. Now, talking about the shades right here, you will get a nice variety. So you get right at the top a maroon shade, then you get this orange pumpkin shade, which I love in the crease, for example. You actually get a nice brick red, which surprisingly is not that common. Looking at my other eyeshadow palettes, I don't actually have that many brick red shades, so this one is really nice, and I have gotten some use out of it. Then you get this dark brown chocolatey shade, and this is perfect for deepening out your outer corner. The gold shade obviously is gorgeous, and I pop it on to any type of look because it's beautiful. You get this nice cream shade, which I love for using to highlight my brow bone, or as an all-over base shade to set my concealer or eyeshadow primer. Next, you have this peachy shade right here, which is again really nice in the crease, and then you have a more camel color, which again I love for a transition shade. And last but not least, you get a perfect burgundy deep cranberry shade right here, which is perfect. So as I said, shades really nicely thought out. I think that's one of the best qualities of this palette. Moving on to application. Now they apply fine on the eyes. I will say these eyeshadows do have fallout. When I was doing my makeup today, obviously I used this eyeshadow palette for on my eyes, and I actually did use every single shade in this palette to create this look. Just kind of like a simple halo eye. It's pretty deep and smoky. Now, I did experience some fallout. The shades that you get the most fallout with have to be these two right here. These deep 2 shades right here have more fallout than the rest. It does kind of build up on your cheeks, but not like a crazy amount. And it is easy to brush off. It just more like creates fallout in the actual pan. Now, blending them out is pretty easy, but because they have that really soft feel to them, sometimes you have to be very careful, just because you'll be like blending away and all of a sudden you'll have eyeshadow like down here and all the way like up until like the bridge of your nose. So these shadows go a very far away, and if you're not careful with blending, they do get messy. I will put that out there for any of you guys wondering. Next thing I have to talk about is pigmentation. Now these, when you swatch them, and as you guys will see in the swatches, are super pigmented. When I first got this palette and started just playing around with it on my hand, swatching shades and stuff, I was like, whoa, this palette is so pigmented. That is amazing. And that definitely translates onto the eyes. When I apply these shadows, very pigmented, but definitely not as pigmented as when you're swatching them. And I think that's one of the things that kind of bothers me about this palette, is just because when you're swatching it, you feel like you're gonna get this super intense look, and when you apply it to the eye, you do get that like bam initial like pigmentation. But once you take a like blending brush to it and just start buffing it out, all that pigment like almost vanishes and it kind of goes away. So that's something that bothers me about this palette, is the pigmentation definitely wears off as you're blending it. Now another thing I have to say is the more you're wearing these eyeshadows, the more they will fade, and that's one thing that I don't like in a palette. I want my eyeshadows to last all day long, from morning to night. I want them to look the same. Now one thing that I get a lot is like creases with eyeshadows. You know, they'll all like kind of bundle up and end up in your crease as you're wearing them. I did not really experience that with this palette. I didn't get much creasing, but what does happen is the eyeshadows do fade. So as they do lose pigment while you're blending them out, they definitely do fade when you are wearing them throughout the day. I can even tell like a difference when I first applied them to my eyes, and now like my outer corner was way more intense when I first applied it, and then as I blended it out, as I like started wearing it, it wears off and it does fade in color. So that's something I am not happy about. So I'm kind of like middle ground about this palette, you know, like I like it and I will definitely continue to use it. It's not a palette that I'll never reach for. I'm like, no, it's not good at all. I will definitely keep reaching for this palette and I will definitely keep on using it. But is it my new favorite? Is it something I'm going to reach for every single day? No, definitely not, just because it doesn't give me the best quality I'm looking for. So if you're looking to buy this palette, I would say maybe hold off and get a different palette out of the Obsession little like collection she has. Maybe reach for another like color palette. Obviously everyone is different, and something I may not love, maybe something you love, and vice versa. So if you're really if you really have your eye on this palette, I would just say give it a try. You might like it, but just keep in mind those few things I mentioned before. But overall, I think it's a pretty okay palette. I really love the color section and I try to make it work the best I can. Using a good primer under the eyeshadow will definitely help with that. So if you're willing to put in a little extra work to make these shadows work, they will look beautiful on the eyelids because they are really beautiful shades. So that's kind of all I have to say about this palette. That's kind of my review and opinion on it. Let's just get right on into the swatches so you guys can see these shades. So you guys just saw the swatches on the palette, and you guys just saw the pigmentation on each shade. Now, as you could tell, they are very, very, very pigmented. Now, you just have to kind of make sure you're tapping off your brush before you're applying them to the eyes to avoid that fallout and everything. But you can tell the matte shades are super, super creamy, and that's kind of the reason why there's fallout, is because they have that very, very soft feel to them. The best shade in this whole palette will definitely be this gold shade right here. This is the one shade I don't have any problems with at all. No fallout, super pigmented, everything like that. Like, that shade is gorgeous, and you know, like, I will use this shade so much that I'm kind of okay to work with the rest of the palette a little more. So I hope that kind of gave you guys an idea on this palette. And hopefully this helped you if you were interested in this palette and wanted to know more about it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Leave me down below your thoughts on this palette if you've tried it or which one you are planning to try. And I hope you guys are having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Let me know down below if you guys want to see a what I got for Christmas haul, or if you want to see like a best of 2017 video. I did one last year for 2016, so let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!